Donovan Clingan will become a star in Portland, and I believe he has the potential to be one of the best rim protectors in the league. But most importantly, the game comes easy to him. You could tell he thinks the game well, which is scary considering his size. He's listed at 7'2", looks 7'3" with shoes to me, and the icing on the cake is he's 280 plus pounds. You don't believe he's going to be special? Well, let's just take a look at the film. Early on, he's showing signs to be a very good connector as a center offensively. One of his best attributes that he will bring is his screen setting. He absolutely demolishes Keyonte George on the screen. Show that to young big men all around the world because that's a perfect screen. So now Kessler has to commit to Denny, and now that role is wide open. Colin Sexton thinks he has to commit to Donovan. Now the butterfly effect of that perfect screen results in a butt booty naked open three for Jeremy Grant. And notice he catches with his back turned to Grant, but he knows he's open. He has the feel to recognize he has to make that pass. You can trust him with the rock in tight spaces more than usual for young big men. And you know the expression, you can't teach size? That perfectly describes him, especially on the offensive glass. Right here against Walker Kessler, who by the way is listed as a 7-footer, looks like a baby next to him. He just reaches out and he's the first to touch it because of his length. And then he catches it. I mean, how many big men fumble that rock after they tip it? He has great hands and immediately knows what he's doing with the basketball. Quick pivot, pass to the open shooter. He did the same thing in the second half. He's able to see over the defense in this scenario. It ultimately allows him to make this impressive pass. He's going to be creating extra opportunities for the Blazers consistently. He averaged 4.5 offensive rebounds a game during the preseason. Now let's go to his defense, his bread and butter, where he will be noticed the most early on. So Markkanen catches with a step on Denny, but he has no chance of finishing or even attempting a shot because of Donovan's presence at the rim. It also results in him being late to pass while Walker Kessler cuts. That's a free layup if the pass is on time. But instead, Clingan is blocking his view, so now it's an offline late pass and Utah has to reset their offense with half the shot clock drained. Immediately, Sexton gets into the paint, draws two, dishes to Walker Kessler. You'd think it's an easy layup, but look at the ground Donovan covers and look at the accuracy and precision on that block attempt. Nothing but ball. That was a Rudy Gobert type of possession. You can already tell players are afraid to challenge him at the rim. So more often than not, he will deter shots and force kickouts. And then when he is challenged, he has a great chance at erasing shots, as you just saw. And here's my favorite block of his during the preseason. He's in drop coverage, so casually Keyonte George is like, I'm going to ease into the mid-range jumper. That is always available against drop, but he did not account for Donovan's length. Stop here. You better get a ton of arc versus that contest. Keep in mind, he's barely off the ground, yet he's affecting the way the ball has to be shot in order for it to have a chance. And then look at the timing. He swipes down so quickly, and at that moment, George says, I'm good, and throws up something wild into a crowd. Turnover, and look at our guy immediately run the floor. Another thing he excels at. Walker Kessler is here, and Clingan is over here. Now the Blazers have the size advantage early in transition. Eventually, the Blazers score. That's another sequence where he will only get credit for a block, but he really played a huge role in creating 2 more points on the other end for the Blazers. And I'll say it again, his ability and willingness to run the floor really stood out during the preseason. It will create easy points for him and his teammates at times. He really has a chance to be an elite screener, lob threat, and rim protector, but also seems to be a very good passer for his position. And it's also nice to see that he's willing to stretch the floor every once in a while. He only made 1 out of 5 3-pointers, but honestly, just seeing him attempt threes in a real game situation is a win no matter the result. because remember, he's only 20 years old. I truly believe the only thing holding him back from becoming a household name at the center position would be injuries. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts below.